Celtic supporters in celebratory mood at half-time. They'll lead by a 1-0 against Rosenborg, and they might well be in celebratory mood at full-time if the score in Portugal remains the same. I can tell you it is FC Porto 0, Juventus 0 at half-time. Porto have had the best of the play in that first 45 minutes, but unable to convert it into a goal. So all going very well, Andy.
Yeah, it just highlights the importance of this game. If things stay as they are, Celtic go to the top of the group. You've reached the halfway point and you can then assess things from there, and Celtic would have to be favourites to get one of the two spots available.
But as we said a couple of minutes ago, Joe, this Rosenborg side still look as if they might be able to nick a goal. Yeah, it's a little bit far too early, I would say, to celebrate there. They haven't had any chances, but they have shown on the break when they come out and the accuracy of their passes right up to the 18-yard box that they're capable of giving Celtic a fright. Yep. And the teams, as you can see, are back out onto the field at Celtic Park. Let's go back to the big match live. Celtic 1, Rosenborg 0 at half-time, and rejoin Billy Stark and, first of all, Archie McPherson.
Thank you, Jim, again. Yes, there is a kind of celebratory mood inside the stadium, but I know maybe looking at the back of people's minds exactly what Joe and Andy have been saying. This team have played with a very impressive technical expertise, especially on the break, with a very fast passing game that demands respect, and it's certainly not all over yet. A quick goal by Celtic, and I think we could, with great confidence, predict the outcome of this game as we start the second half. Nevertheless, Celtic themselves have been on the receiving end, even though they are deservedly in the lead, on the receiving end of some quick counter-attacking, and they will be well aware of that. There's a lot of hard work to come in this next 45 minutes.
Yeah, very much so. Rosenborg showed in the first half that they do have capabilities in attack, and I think it was Joe pointed out that just in the final third they let themselves down a wee bit, but they're certainly prepared to get bodies forward. And such is the format of the Champions League that, you know, they know that they'll come away here with nothing at all if they don't get a goal back.
Clicked away there. There's indeed a long way to go in the Champions League itself. Another 2 games to be played, of course, after this one. It's actually turning out to be a very good group, very tight group, and this an excellent game of football. Contrasting styles. Whipped away by that excellent captain Eric Houghton. Valhara. Thompson just a little bit slow picking that one up. Been impressed by this man, Bent Andries Skamelsrud, and also number 7, Orion Berg. They're mobile, they're involved, very alert when they're coming forward. That's the one I was talking about, Berg. Getting in there very quickly again, and good tackling. Agat, bit of a race on here. The goalkeeper decides to stay in his goal. He does that very well. The Icelandic goalkeeper, 12 times he's played for his country. That could get through, it almost is. Good anticipation by Robert Douglas, who had that fluff in the first half. I'm quite sure nobody said anything to him about that. He knows himself, any repetition and his side could suffer. Larson trying to stab that towards Agat again. Well, the goalkeeper certainly knows how to deal with that situation. That's a great interception there by the captain. There he is again. Virtually wins every ball he goes to like that. Look at the pace of Petrov. He's fouled again, pulled down, and they find it very difficult to assess this man at all and know how to cope with him.
Yeah, it's driving play from Petrov, and so often, you know, the player's committed and he ends up getting the free kick.
Sup. Can the twosome put it together here? They can't this time. Arnie Allison, the goalkeeper's already been very busy. They don't like the look of that man across there, Agat. On a 1-to-1, if they leave it to a 1-to-1 and don't give it any support for this player there, they'll suffer like this. Can he get that over? He can. Little slip there as he went for it. But since the start of the game, this man has been pestering their defence.
Yeah, we saw how important he was to Celtic in the later stages in the last game against Porto here, where when Celtic were under the cosh a wee bit, that ball up into that right-hand corner, and Didier Agat so often got them a corner out and took the pressure off.
Houghton puts it away. He always finds somebody in space. There's a run. That's not a bad run forward, but there's the cover again. Celtic, we know, basically a team very difficult to penetrate in defence. We've seen that recently. Free kick.
I think that's been a feature of the game. Number 6, Strand, has made some runs from the area between Neil Lennon and Alan Thompson, and he's definitely a danger and a threat going beyond the front players at times.
Houghton away with it, remains remarkably cool under pressure. And Balde, good anticipation, fierce in the way he comes towards the ball like that. He really attacks anything. Well, the maturity of this young player now is really immense. I mean, you're watching Stilian Petrov, who's come on, I think, by about 3 years in performance in the last season. Just flicked away. Valgaeren could have done better than that, I think. Well, the big Belgian international was a little bit worried. He went across, was on the bench when Belgium played the last international, but did aggravate his knee. Nicely touched away by Lennon. Here's the run forward. It's about pace. Larson, can he put it away? No. I think it all ends in either a free kick or a goal kick there. Maybe the slow-mo will show us it as Salonen came in. Yes, it hit Larson last.
Yeah, I had to make up ground very quickly there.
Salonen, the man going in, that was Houghton, in fact, who got the tackle, and the captain.
I have to say, actually, he's been immense tonight, Houghton, yeah.
And I think he's suffering. He may have taken it in the ribs. Well, if he's going to go off and take no further part, and he's in agony at the moment, I think the balloon is up for this side, because he has held them together. He really has bolted that defence fiercely together with his interceptions and great reading of the game.
Yeah, Norwegian international who has been with Rosenborg through the glory of the mid-90s, certainly ageing a bit now, but he showed even there that he still has the determination to get back and make sure that Henrik Larsson's task wasn't going to be an easy one.
Well, it looks as if he might recover from this. They have to have that statutory period when they go off. Look at the pace of Larsson. That's a great interception. A little bit unfortunate, Larsson. He didn't get the ricochet coming to him properly.
Yeah.
See, touches there, and he can't stop himself.
It was a magnificent play by Houghton. He actually got a foot to the ball, and it was a dangerous challenge because of the fact that Larsson was clean through and goal.
One of the players of the night, no doubt about that. Ian Petrov, to my mind, at this stage would be vying for that.
I think Paul Lambert's had a marvellous game as well. He obviously is one that doesn't give possession away, but
it's all about opinions.
Yep.
Alan Thompson. Hovering well there, Petrov. Well, he did well enough to get some space to do that, because that has been a very tight defence. Little gift there to Valgaeren. Well, they tried to work constructively out of defence. That's a good sign for them.
Yeah, I mean, since the start of the second half, they've pushed their three front players right on. They're working right along that Celtic back line. and they're prepared to really have a go here.
Played inside, and I think Lennon might just get there. Great insight for sensing the danger. Go to Celtic. Once again, I think patience is the predominant virtue here. There's a runaway. Baldi's there. It was 2-on-2 there, and that looked dangerous. Rushfeldt. Oh, he's not the strongest player. Somebody told me he was going to be very strong again, but he's lost so many tackles. Counter-attack now, Valcharen, Thompson, and eventually Petrov. Yes, Celtic blessed by a midfield that is hard work and creative. Balde once again trying to find Sutton with that high ball. Here's a counter-attack. Move the ball about well. The referee eventually has to stop the play. There's no doubt about that. It was a late tackle by Lennon.
I think it was the right decision. He tries to play advantage.
I think he was letting the advantage go, Billy.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Strand was desperately trying to keep the move going, but just had lost his balance.
10 minutes of the second half gone. And the referee is lecturing Bent Andre Skammersrud. He wanted the Celtic defenders further back. There's the great Harold, or Harold the Great. And it goes, it was Lennon who got up there. This free kick goes Celtic's way. Again having to come back, packing that penalty area. It's one of the fundamental reasons of the Celtic success. They're simply a very difficult team to penetrate. They defend well.
Well, again, we saw it in the Porto
I thought that
game.
was 6.5 a dozen.
It was a bit, yeah, a bit fortunate to get the free kick, but we saw it against Porto, where they really are equipped to deal with that type of thing, where they can defend their penalty box with high balls coming in there.
Played back there by Berg. Very much like Petrov on the other side. He's popping up everywhere in midfield. Right back waiting for the run forward. The overlap comes. Little touch inside and broken up by Mjällby. Here's the break. Free kick, that'll be over exuberant. Stilian Petrov, they take it quickly. Berg can't get the shot in. And that's the kind of defending we saw in the last 20 minutes against Porto. Everybody backs to the wall at the moment. They'll put the ball out of play. Player down injured at the moment.
Certainly problems for Celtic just now, because with Rosenborg keeping their front three, is forcing either Alan Thompson or Didier Agat to come back and play as a fullback. And on one occasion there, the three central defenders decided to hold the line. Alan Thompson ran away in with his man and therefore was playing everybody onside, so they really need to be careful, Celtic.
Well, certainly stilled the crowd there for the last 5 minutes, the way they were flooding forward. As I said in the first half, a great deal of variety to the moves, and it is a passing game they play. They tend to spurn the long ball, which was the characteristic of Norwegian football in the main, certainly the national side.
I think with the three front players again stretching Celtic, they're getting some good interpassing in the middle of the park, where they're getting a midfield player forward between the midfield and the front, Archie. And as I say, a wee bit worrying for Celtic. They do have the capability, as I say, but we need to try and get Agat further forward and do what he's been best at since he's signed for the club.
Back it goes to Arnie Harrison. The Strand waiting to come on. He's not looking all that mobile at the moment, though. Treading very gingerly. Getting a little bit of space on either side. Can he touch it back? He can. There's a defender coming out again. They read it well. On that occasion, Mjällby. Overdone. There's a little touch forward. Valkerin. If it's not Mjällby, it's Valkerin. If it's not he, it's Balde. The last line defending by Celtic. Clinical and professional. And must be exasperating for the Norwegians who put together some lovely movement. Balde. Here's Thompson. Yes, that'll be a free kick. Rather clumsy there. It exasperates Martin O'Neill. Olsen going down. Ode Inge Olsen. Played in the Champions League for Molde, the other Norwegian side, and down he goes there. Captain Houghton's recovered well. Now, could this be the counter-attack? Swept away there by Lennon. Just lost the balance, composure and poise in midfield at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be well served Celtic to just try and keep a wee bit of possession and take the sting out of the game just now, because the Norwegians certainly have territorial advantage.
Well, Agat did well. He kept his eye on the ball. That was the main thing there. Johnson trying a little bit of trickery on the far side. Well, Berg touched it all right, but nobody supporting. Held onto it well, Sutton. Well, it's not just a case of strength when he takes the ball like that, but it's the skill he has in laying it off to others. Might be a little bit, wee bit anxious at the moment. Had a lot of the play, rather reminiscent of the last 20 minutes against Porto.
Yeah, and I think we see by the fact that Celtic's front two players, Larsson and Sutton, are not getting much of the ball just now, and they're so important to them in terms of getting them up the pitch.
Janssen puts it forward. Outnumbered again. Good defensive qualities there. A free kick. Janssen going in far too heavily. Make it about 17 minutes of the second half gone. Celtic still leading by 1-0. Really does get involved in a lot of arm wrestling. This time with Janssen, who was claiming Sutton was backing into him. Well, there's the jersey holding there. So the goal scorer, Alan Thompson, with the free kick again. Oh, it's a great save. On the tip of my tongue to say there's Larsson putting it away, and he knows he should have. I wonder if there was just the slightest delay.
No, it was a deft flick from Chris Sutton, and so often in that situation we've seen Larsson dink the ball over the goalkeeper into the net. That time he maybe rushed a wee bit and tried to force the ball home.
Thompson might just take this right away. Agat was facing him. This will be a goal kick. Well, we've been saying that they've had a lot of the play, there's no question about it, but that the ineffable skills there of both Sutton And eventually Larson might have paid off for them, even though, as you said, Billy, they haven't been getting too much of the ball in this first 18 minutes of this half.
But that's the type of thing that will take the pressure off the defence. If they get it up to Sutton, they can win a free kick for them, and as we see there, create a chance from a set piece.
Johnson. Well, they should get that. Reasonable clearance. Look at the way he can quickly go in for a ball. Well, whenever there's that little piece of danger there, and the last line defence isn't there, you get the figure of Neil Lennon popping up. Olsen. Valcharen goes with him, and Olsen rather gave up the ghost there. Thompson just a little bit lumbering. Degree of uncertainty in his play. The way they can run into space. That wasn't the best ball forward, though. Not to Celtic, in fact. Well, Rosenborg, as I said, have only got 2 foreigners in the squad. They've been building up, as this man knows only too well, a reputation by getting local lads in and then selling them on. Lost John Carew, of course, to Valencia. But have really replaced him. That's why Rushfeldt's in the side. And a lot of hard toil going on in that midfield at the moment. That engine room almost overheating. 20 minutes gone of this. And it looks as if Guppy might be making an appearance here. May not be all that happy with Alan Thompson at the moment.
Yeah, well, I think if you remember correctly, they took him off in the Porto game. And I think Guppy's certainly coming on. It looks like Alan Thompson, yeah.
Well, he's played his part. Celtic supporters acknowledging that as he goes off. And on comes Guppy. Well, Steve Guppy on that left-hand side can feed the ball right across the field. He's a good left foot. As I said, I think they're missing Bobby Pettit tonight. Here's Guppy, his first touch. Lennon giving that little bit of support, as he inevitably does. Larson trying to go on the outside. Once again they break. Just too much of that ball played forward. Disappointment in the face of Strand. Celtic with a counter-attack. Intelligent play by Lambert. Is he going through on his own? Here's Rawson. Couldn't quite get in. Guppy didn't bring it down swiftly enough. Moving the ball about well, little danger man Berg, and a great tackle from Agat, whose defensive qualities are sometimes overlooked. Certainly weren't there. Free kick, clumsy tackle by Ole Basma. It's a man who played in all the 6 Champions League games last season. Clattering in from the back. Might be just a little bit too far out for the inevitable strike at goal, the direct strike at goal.
I think he was quite clever there, Henrik Larsson. I think he was looking for the free kick.
Well, it appears that there was a pulling down of Sutton there, but the referee was only about 6 yards away from it. Didn't buy the appeal. Picked up with the greatest of ease there by Neil Lennon. Celtic now trying to surge forward. Valcharen. Sutton lays it off beautifully. Petrov. Agat. They're flooding into the penalty area. Agat, what's the final ball going to be like? It's a beauty, and a touched away. This time it was Basma who got his head to it. And the 9 times Norwegian international, like his captain Hofton, has a real feeling for defensive positioning in that area. Danger on again. Well, now would kill this game as Sutton gets up for it. It's always in there, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's always difficult to defend against Celtic with the physical presence that they have. I think that'll be a relief to Rosenborg to get the free kick there. I think sometimes referees look to do that, give the defensive side the benefit of the doubt.
Baldi puts it down. Good play again by Basma. Basma and Hofton outstanding. Difficult to judge which has had the better game tonight for the team. I think Hofton. Here's Berg. Little turn to the side, and there's the ball of Baldi. Really get that defensive quality, that tight defensive situation. Right in the middle. That'll be a free kick, I think. Well, you know, you can say all you like, Billy, about what is required in any kind of football, especially at this level, but defending like that is absolutely essential.
Yeah, it was Baldi that got the block, and that's where he really comes into his own. But we have so many bodies round about the ball whenever a team gets near that central area, Celtic, and we've seen 2 or 3 vital blocks tonight when it looks as if it was a scoring opportunity.
20 minutes left. Swept across there by Skammerud. Got back. Little dab forward. This time Hofton with balance and poise, not panicking. Well, they've got 1 point, and at a stage like this, I think they can count themselves out of this competition. That's why they have to go for it. Slack though. Ball played just a little bit too quickly there by Inge Jolsen. Guffey. Nobody's forward for Celtic. Certainly are defending deeply, maybe a little bit too deeply. That kind of forward pass won't do. Celtic will take that. Thank you very much.
I think they started the second half very well, Rosenborg. The sting's just been taken out of them a wee bit now, and I think the coach may be thinking of a change, getting some fresh legs on there.
It's a tired-looking header forward there. The referee considering a hand was used there. Martin O'Neill off camera. There's a little angry pirouette. A certain amount of restraint to it. Gift there from Skamelsrud. Guffey. Couldn't get that away. Played over. Loud shouts from the enclosure just in front of us that an arm had been used there. The referee just turning away from that. Well, that was a needed upturn, but he lacked support. Lambert linking up well with Agat. There's a little bit of pace to it again. They got that away well. Really tied in knots. And then he slips it. It's a bit too obvious to Sutton that time. A lot of the play has flopped around Rushfeldt. Hasn't held on to the ball with any strength. That'll be a free kick. Might have come down there. That's the player I was talking about, Rushfeldt. Yes, we are getting a substitution now. It's Christian George who's going to come on for Harold Bradback. He's really played on the fringe of the game tonight. Gets a warm reception coming off. Not sure that the Celtic supporters could have survived a Harold Bradback miss in front of goal again.
Well, I think they could have survived a miss tonight, yeah.
One of these heart-stopping ones. Throw to Rosenborg. They have to push forward. The ball played down the side. It's a decent one, and it's a corner kick. That was another very good move with the substitute, Christian George, coming in very quickly for that.
I think he had a chance to get it across the face of the goal there. He decided to try and get his right foot round it rather than the natural left foot on that side, and the Celtic player managed to get the crucial block.
Yeah, he's captain of the Norwegian under-21 side. Bit of a sprinter in athletics as well, and that's another corner. Paul Lambert was there complaining that it might have been a deflection for the goal kick. We have 15 minutes remaining. Good save by Douglas. There's going to be no mishaps that time. Well, there was nobody back there, Dave, except the player who came in very quickly there, Saarinen. Valdez, one everything in the air like that. Now Sutton. Well, this crowd supportive to the end, of course, for Celtic have not really had too much to worry about. I mean, they've been very impressive getting to the edge of the 18-yard line, but Celtic have been defending and counter-attacking like this. This is Guppy. A little bit of a slip, an unfortunate one there. Or else Larson was really away. Now Lambert, could he finish it off himself? He tries. He's still in there. Now Sutton. He'll let Glass, what a save, it nearly knocked the goalkeeper out. Thunderbolt there. And he had to have courage to face up to Addison.
It was a tremendous strike. Paul Lambert did magnificently to win the ball. Goes to ground, Sutton gets on top of it. He's made his mind up, he's hitting. A slight deflection, to be fair. I think that's what caught the goalkeeper out, but he obviously had to have the shot there, Chris Sutton. I think initially Paul Lambert was looking for a handball there, but quite clearly I think it struck Houghton in the chest.
Well, you can, we talked about celebrations at half-time. I think looking away down the stadium, as he knows only too well, 14 minutes to go, which can be an eternity in football, and so much can happen in that time, but there's a feeling of optimism about the stadium, certainly not personified by that figure there, Niels Arne Eggen. His team has had a lot of possession, but then a lot of teams we've been seeing recently with a lot of possession against Celtic, with nothing to show for it. That's part of the reason Sutton comes back to fight hard for the cause. You do get the impression about this Celtic team that's not just something about winning, it's a cause. Everybody involved in it. And now he's got 13 minutes remaining to go to Porto in a very healthy state. If it stays like this, Guppy. Petrov. Well, that was very risky indeed. It came off of Basma. Lambert, yes, I think on balance now, taking everything into consideration, Lambert has been Billy's choice as man of the match so far, and I'm not going to be, I don't think you'll need to beat me down to accept that. Baldi got in again. Larson. How elusive he can be even in a tight situation. Up comes Guppy. Oh, it's a tempting ball, but nowhere near Larson. Try to get that out here to the far side. Olsen nowhere near it. Just one or two of these Norwegian players giving me the impression now, Billy, that the legs are beginning to wobble.
Well, they've worked very hard throughout the game, and you know, Celtic maybe just deservedly in front, but Rosenborg certainly deserves still to be in the game, the way they've performed tonight, and I think the way it's set up, we may have an anxious last 10-12 minutes.
Can he play it off? Once again, the defensive qualities are in. Mjalby winning that conclusively. There was going to be no second best for him. Now the counter-attack, Petrov. Oh, Yilba did it. Now the Norwegian players have been beaten to the 50-50 ball all the time. Oh, Guppy made it too obvious. 10 minutes left. Too many of these passes being mopped up now by Celtic. Now Sutton. Is he going to let rip? He is. No, he couldn't get enough leverage in it. You could see that. It was going to be difficult for him. Left. And the crowd sense it.
I think the pace of the game's visibly risen in the last couple of minutes. Actually, both teams really going for it now. It was good play with Sutton there, good positive play, just what Celtic need at this stage.
Well, I think the Norwegians realising they've got to get something out of this. And it's a case of saying, well, we're being beaten 1-0, 2-0 won't make all that much of a difference. We've got to push forward and try and get that equaliser. We've got to risk losing the second goal. Guppy. Well, the third time in succession he's been caught like that.
It's a difficult one for him to come on and play that position, but he seems to be a bit isolated out there.
Very interesting that they were screaming at Guppy, some Celtic supporters right down at the front, and Martin O'Neill rushed across for the ball and told him to calm down. And I think it's Winsness is coming on for Strand. So that's the two substitutions. Only 6 subs, by the way, for this team. Not that it will match roll that much. One of the players was ill, couldn't go on the bench. Lennon rushing, pursuing, harassing. Played out. I think he was put off by the figure of a gap coming towards him. We have just about 8 minutes remaining. Petrov. Well, the gap was beginning to fly again. He does take off. Spectacular a night again for Celtic in the stadium.
think Martin O'Neill and his colleagues in the dugout down there are in for an anxious last 6 or 7 minutes, plus stoppage time, and you know, they lived through it very well against Porto, and hopefully they can do it again tonight.
Oh, I thought that ball was going for a corner, just stayed in. There's a hand used now. It could not have happened at a worse time and in a worse place for the side, because again, they could be vulnerable to the tremendous armoury that Celtic have in this area. A little bit of nervous for the goalkeeper. Well, any of them could be involved, even Guppy, that left foot of his. A goal now, and Celtic could now think of that Porto adventure with even more sense of confidence. Now look at Guppy at the back. No, played in there. Not effectively. Petrov. There's Lambert. Just gets in behind the defence. And Henrik Larsson gave up a little bit quickly in that. Look at the spirit of Sutton coming back, fighting hard for it now. Lennon, 5 minutes remaining. Valde. He gives it away. It's 2 against 4 though. Celtic backtracking very quickly. Norwegian trying to get people into the box, and a very poor attempt at putting that over by the substitute Christo George. A little bit naive, and another substitution coming up. Frode Jonsson is about to come on. He's replacing Odinge Olsen. Oh, Jonsson, an attacking player, all right. Been a couple of years with the club. He was a scorer, top scorer in the 5 championship games last season. So they brought him on at the end. Still in play. Just a little bit too clever by half. Should have been a little more direct than that. Free kick, and that eases the tension somewhat with 4 minutes left. And once again, the Rosenborg side with a lot of passing, perhaps too many passes at times, Billy.
Yeah, but it was good defensive play with Celtic. They forced them flat across the 18-yard box there, and they were beginning to step out, and one of the defenders was inevitably going to take the ball off him.
Away wide left. Valdez watching that carefully enough. I think you could say his play is characterized by conviction. Lagat. He's still going. Larsson's in the middle. He's uncovered, and oh, he couldn't get it over. Once again, they're trying to play it out. 3 or 4 passes to get it. Look very impressive the way they've done that, but cutting it too fine now. Eyes on the clock. Only 1 goal in it. We make it about 2.5 minutes left, plus some stoppage time. Well, it's been part opportunism by Celtic, as witnessed the free kick, and a great deal of solid defending when necessary. That's what's made it Such an important and effective night for them. There's a run by Guppy. There's a chip forward and it's still just away. Well, the player coming in, Stiljan Petrov again. It's remarkable, his stamina. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, well, he likes to get into the penalty box, and on this occasion I think he just has seen it a wee bit late. Henrik Larsson had made the effort in front of him, but it tells you at this stage of the game that he still has the engine to get into the penalty box.
Playing a lot down to Jonsson. There he is again. Jonsson trying to use his pace. And it's a brilliant save by Douglas. But in any case, I think he might have been off or he was pushing. Well, the Gallic expression there, I don't know whether it was amazement at that save or not. It's a free kick in any case, but we give credit for the save because you never know.
Tremendous save, and I think the referee did indicate that it was a slight push, but a great save by Robert Douglas.
Now Larsson. 45 seconds remaining, just taken away there. In comes Lennon, still pounding forward. That's a very tired-looking pass there. Sutton might as well take the ball to the corner. Got out of it well. Guppy tempting the Norwegians to come into them. Throw to Rosenborg, and we have 4 minutes of stoppage time. Don't know how they want that length of time out. A little bit of a push. 4 minutes. Well.
There have been a few substitutions. In fact, Rosenborg have used all of theirs, so I think they add on 30 seconds for each one, but even that still leaves us a bit short.
It's Scavell's route. Valcheren tried to go there. That'll be a goal kick, I think. Yes, it is. Well, that's been, I think, a characteristic of the way that the Celtic defenders have been able to maneuver some of their opponents away from dangerous positions, and he did exactly that.
Yeah, I don't think they get muscled out of anything, the Celtic defenders. They're as physical as any that are in the Champions League, and that type of situation is one which suits them.
Sutton trying to get in there. This time they will play the long ball. Well, time is running out. Time is running out for us as well, by the way, but we're keeping our eye on the clock. As I said, 4 minutes of stoppage time. Drift over it does, and that's to Douglas. That was a substitute. Frode Jonsson coming in.
Well, he's got difficult times as he come on, Steve Guppy, but that was a crucial run that he made to match that back post ball there and get a crucial header. I think he, in fact, was the one that actually knocked it back to Douglas.
Well, they're trying everything. Credit to Rosenborg. They've played a lot of intelligent football. And now I think the extra man is on. The Celtic support clinging on to their team, giving them that final shove towards those last few minutes of the game. Guppy played it in well. Just a matter of holding on to the ball now. Lennon. Beautiful turn there by Holton. Now picked up by Berg, who's been very, very good on the counter-attack. Forward it goes, Valcheren is there. He'll put it anywhere. All eyes on the referee. He's looked at his watch. It is still 1-0. There is still fight in this Rosenborg side, trying to pound forward against this defence. A defence that's been outstanding when called upon. Sutton has come up. There's the longish ball. Inside it goes. And there's another save by Douglas, but I think there was a handling offence. Certainly looked to me to be a handling offence. Yes, the referee is indicating that, although a good save, he brought the ball down with his hand. Listen to the shrill whistling. Sutton. And the final whistle has gone. Celtic now go forward with great confidence to Porto. Now picked up 6 points in a very tight group. Brief word, Billy.
Yeah, I think Rosenborg proved it to be a more difficult game than Celtic imagined, but I think Celtic just edged it in the end.
Thank you very much to Billy. Good luck to him with St Johnson, and back to Jim in the studio.
Yep, 1 goal, 3 points, talking points to come. Stay with us.
We're all going on a summer holiday. We'll not let you go. Let me go. We'll not let you go. Let me go. We'll not let you go. Let me go.
Renault Scenic. Change your scenery.